of Americans. It is a chronic degenerative movement disorder that impacts people's lives and how they perform day-to-day tasks. Research has shown that dancing is beneficial and also slows down the progression of the disease. Well, joining us this morning is Talis Strube with the Des Moines Ballroom and also the instructor of the PD Moves project here in Des Moines. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Cynthia. I'm happy to be here.
So when I saw this, the research behind it, it was kind of intriguing. Also, I didn't realize that dancing and PD or Parkinson's disease has something to do hand in hand. So what is the connection for those people who don't know?
Right, so there are many benefits to dancing for Parkinson's disease patients. The two that are probably the most important and are very specific to dancing are a rhythmic step pattern. So you look at sports or activities like boxing and Tai Chi, they also have a rhythmic pattern. With dancing though, the element that's different is pairing music with that. So we find when people are dancing with Parkinson's that they step into a cadence that helps them with balance. It helps them overcome a shuffle step and pick up their feet better. It also helps them to relax. The music, I often notice that people who struggle with tremors, which is a Parkinson's disease symptom, will go away while they're dancing, which is really cool because they're utilizing a different part of the brain to then perform the dancing. And then the second benefit that I find that's probably the most important is the social aspect. In ballroom dancing, people are dancing with another person. So there's that physical contact, there's that eye contact, and a lot of times Parkinson's removes a person's ability to multitask well. They get really focused on one thing, and that makes them less likely to want to socialize and personalize with other people. So we find with ballroom dancing versus other types of dancing or other activities, that helps them re-engage with another person.
And that's very beautiful to see the people, you know, they feel like I'm going through a darkest time of my life, and then they have the support group in a way. So how did this start, the PD Moves program?
So the PD Moves project actually was birthed out of my thesis work at the University of Iowa. I was fortunate enough to study there in the dance program, and then I received a grant to go and visit the Dance for PD program in Brooklyn, New York. I tailored it more to social dancing, ballroom dancing, because that's my background. And then when I moved to Des Moines in 2018, Des Moines University and the APDA of Iowa had a program they had already started but wanted me to take over. So I came in and just added a little bit more structure to the ballroom dancing with this program.
So what kind of ballroom dancing are we talking about? Are we talking about just, there's tango I've seen that is very beneficial. What other dances are being taught in this class?
So we've done, I want to say we've done it all. We've done tango, we've done waltz, foxtrot, cha-cha, swing, and rumba. And those are, if you know about ballroom dancing, those are really kind of the core dances. But I tend to look at the group that I have each year, whether it's in the spring or the fall, and I kind of decide, okay, this group would work well with tango, and we go from there.
So tango is proven to be very beneficial. So what kind of goes into that? You know, I've read that it helps people like pick up their feet. So go a little bit into that and other types of dancing.
Yeah, it goes back to that that specific rhythm, the cadence of their movement. So tango has a 5-step basic. It goes T, A, N, G, O, and that helps students remember. But that specific rhythm pattern allows them to think less about something like the multitasking, right? They can just focus in on their partner and they can hear that rhythm and not have to think about it so hard. It helps them pick up their feet. It helps them with continuity movement. A lot of times people with Parkinson's will get frozen, talk about freezing, and then they can't find their next step. We don't see that when we're tango dancing in our class. We see that they're able to cruise right through and roll from step to step.